This Sunday, April 19th, is Incense Day in Pokemon Go. Basically, for a period of time, every hour, the types of Pokemon that can spawn from Incense will change. In addition to this, there will be a special 1 Pokecoin Incense bundle in the shop. It'll give you 3 Incenses, I believe. And in these different Pokemon pools, Sentret will also always have the opportunity to spawn as well, which also has a shiny chance, which can be interesting. Additionally, incenses will last an hour instead of a half hour, which is a nice perk as well. Now, of course, because the pools are changing each hour, some hours are going to be hotter than others. And to help you guys figure it out, I decided to make a video here, let you know which hours are hot and which hours are not. So let's get into it. Also, linked in the description, I do have the official announcement for this event if you want to check it out. So the event will run Sunday, April 19th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time. So there'll be different types spawning each hour on the hour. So the first hour we have, which is the 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. hour, we'll be spawning water type Pokemon like Poliwag, Tentacruel, and Spheal. And if you're incredibly lucky, Clamperl might pay you a visit. So an interesting thing to take note of here is that it says water type Pokemon like Poliwag, Tentacruel, and Spheal. So this doesn't mean that these 4 or 5, if you include Sentret, are going to be the only Pokemon spawning. But as far as the wide pool of Pokemon that they could have spawning go, we can at least be assured that these 4 are going to be a part of it, and Sentret. I'd have to say that the water type hour is going to be okay-ish. Definitely not the hottest hour of the bunch, but it does include that hot Poliwag there, which can be shiny. And if you're not aware, Poliwrath is pretty good in the Great League and the Ultra League, so good addition to your team. And those that are involved with Silph Cups are already aware that Tentacruel and Celio are both really powerful options in the right cup. And Tentacruel, specifically, does have the opportunity to rise up in the Open Great League, depending on the right situation. So definitely some powerful Pokemon here. That said, Water Pokemon does have the widest pool of the bunch, so your chances of getting one specific Pokemon you want might be pretty low, depending on how they do these pools. In addition to that, the Pokemon that appear to be included in this pool don't seem to be all that tantalizing. Definitely not bad, but definitely not the hottest hour. Then we have 12 p.m., which is the fire type hour. The ones that they're talking about here are Growlithe, Ponyta, Houndour, and Litwick. All things considered, even though it is the fire type hour, it's definitely not the hottest of the group by any stretch. Fire type Pokemon really aren't that good in PvP right now, so the best fire types that we can hope for are Cherrim and Alola Marowak, and those 2 Pokemon won't be spawning from this. So if there was an hour to take a break from this marvelous event, it would be this hour for sure. Then at 1 p.m., we have the Grass type hour, and Grass type is definitely the hottest type in Pokemon Go right now. Great League and Ultra League, Grass types are kind of the name of the game. They got their fingers in those pies all over the place. Specifically mentioned, we have Oddish, Roselia, Lileep, and Ferroseed. When it comes to Oddish, Oddish used to be cool because of Gloom. Gloom was one of the tankier Razor Leafers in the Great League. Times have changed, however, and now Blossom is stepping up to the plate with the upgraded Bullet Seed. Basically, Blossom was really good before with its Razor Leaf Leaf Blade set, but it was basically like kind of a side grade, if you will, to Victory Bell or Gloom itself. But with the Bullet Seed upgrade, it can now spam Leaf Blades like none other. So it's like an aggressive grass-type version of the Mighty Cherrim. And then just like the Mighty Cherrim, it does have Dazzling Gleam for that lovely Bullet Seed Dazzling Gleam combo, keeping Altarias on their toes. Then we got Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is incredibly hot. Very powerful grass-type Pokemon to begin with. Also really good resistances with Steel plus Grass-type. You can think of it as like a fortress that resists water. And then on top of that, Ferrothorn benefits from the Bullet Seed buff, so now it can more rapidly access its charge attacks. Thunder makes Ferrothorn one of the few Grass-type Pokemon to reliably fight back against Skarmory. Cherrim can threaten it with the Weather Ball, but Ferrothorn can actually beat it with the Thunder, which is pretty huge. Then on top of that, it has Flash Cannon for some heavy neutral damage, and it also has Mirror Shot for some nice neutral spammage, and a potential chance to lower your opponent's attack stat. Both moves are pretty good. It comes down to you as far as which one you want to include on your Ferrothorn. And then as far as Thunder is concerned, it is a nice suggestion because of the whole Skarmory matchup, but Ferrothorn is a really good grass-type Pokemon and has really good resistances that can be utilized outside of that one specific matchup. And if you do want to go with Power Whip, that could be a more reliable option for Ferrothorn. You know, it's stab, powerful, damage, grass-type, coming from a grass-type. What more could you want? But yeah, now that we have the Bullet Seed buff happening, expect to see some Ferrothorns in GBL soon, because this thing's really good now. And if it wasn't clear from all that, 1 o'clock is definitely going to be the hour you're going to want to pay attention to on Sunday. Then next up, from 2 to 3, we have Psychic-type Pokemon. Ones featured are Slowpoke, Baltoy, Bronzor, and Gothita. This could be a good opportunity to get some more Gothita, in case you didn't evolve up to your Gothitelle yet already. Aside from that, I'd say this is a very okay hour. Psychic-type Pokemon are nice because the heavy confusion damage can help them bully their way through PvP battles. However, as far as GBL is concerned, confusion users don't exactly have the spotlight on them, so they're not the greatest overall. I'd say as the meta shifts and turns, having Psychic-type Pokemon with various resistances could be really good for you. And if you are into the Silpharina, well, of course, improving your Psychic-type Pokemon it's kind of everything, because these guys pop up all over the place in those Silpharina battles. So I'd probably put Psychic Hour in line with the Water-type one. It's very okay, but definitely not as cool as that Grass-type Hour is. Definitely better than the Fire-type one, though. Then from 3 to 4, we have Bug-type Pokemon. Featured are Caterpie, Ladybug, Scorpy, and Joltik. So from the Bug-type bunch, not a lot of Bug types are all that exciting. Scorpy, however, does evolve into that Drapion. And Drapion can be quite the terror in Great League and Ultra League PvP. For example, Drapion is one of the few Pokemon that can handle Giratina and Registeel at the same time in the Ultra League, using the Bite moveset. You can also trade Bite for Ice Fang, giving you some additional coverage against Togekiss and Grass-type Pokemon, which could be nice. But you would trade the Registeel matchup, unfortunately. More interesting, however, is that Joltik, evolving in to the Galvantula. In the Great League, Galvantula is kind of like a Alolan Raichu. It can beat the Azumarill, it can beat the Registeel, it can beat the Oxus defense form, which is all pretty huge, all using a simple Volt Switch, Discharge, Bug Buzz moveset. Now, the one thing that Joltik has over the Alolan Raichu, however, is the fact that it can actually handle Grass-type Pokemon. The Bug Buzz keeps it in the game against Grass-type Pokemon and can allow it to beat Grass-type Titans such as Meganium. So if you're loving the Alolan Raichu before, but those Grass types kind of got you down, well, Joltik is the opposition. And then finally, from 4 to 5, we have Ground-type. Ground-type is going to include Pokemon like Wooper, Barbaroach, Hippopotas, and Drillbur. All these Pokemon are pretty good, especially for PvP. Definitely the Quagsire and the Wish here. And then Drillbur ain't no slouch in Master League PvP, where its evolved form Excadrill is one of the most consistent counters to Dialga. So really, really nice there. That all said, we do have Excadrill raids that we've been dealing with for the past millennia, so the Ground-type Hour might not be the hottest overall for you, given the abundance of Ground-type Pokemon that we've already been exposed to in Pokemon Go. So, to take it from the top, summarize for you. Water-type Hour, very okay. Fire-type Hour, you might want to give it a pass, do something other than look at your phone every 5 minutes. The Grass-type Hour, probably the hottest hour here for sure. And then we've got the Psychic-type Hour, very okay if you want some better Psychic-type Pokemon, or if you're trying to evolve Gothitelle, maybe. And the Bug-type Hour, definitely pretty good, especially if you don't have the Galvantula. Galvantula is going to be pretty insane in the Great League, so definitely a good Pokemon to keep your eyes peeled for. And then finally, the Ground-type Hour, which is looking a little flat. Maybe if they posted that Stunfisk was going to be involved with this, some confirmation on the Fisk, might be a hotter hour. Definitely an hour that you might want to pay attention to, just in case Stunfisk does wiggle its way in there. We'll have to see. And that's basically it. Which hours are the hottest for the Incense Day event? If you got any questions on this content, comment below. Let me know what's up. I'll be happy to help you out. And if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more like it, well, make sure to subscribe to SwagTips. I'd also like to give a special shout out to these Patreon supporters. If you're not supporting the Swagman on Patreon, why aren't you, man?